The hydrogen-powered car. Tesla explore the possibilities? When it comes to the future of the automobile business, one could simply state that Tesla is paving the way with its battery-powered vehicles. The use of electric propulsion is not the only approach to eliminating combustion engines. Many alternatives such as biofuel, solar, and even cooking oil have been tested throughout the years, as you may know. The hydrogen fuel cell, on the other hand, is a viable and promising alternative. We'll talk about the new possibility of Tesla developing a hydrogen car in today's video, which is sure to rock the automobile industry. Without further delay, let's get started. First, let's define a hydrogen car. A hydrogen vehicle is an alternative fuel vehicle that runs on hydrogen. Vehicles that run on hydrogen include space rockets, automobiles, and other types of transportation. Hydrogen's chemical energy is transformed into mechanical energy by either reacting hydrogen with oxygen in a fuel cell to power electric motors, or by burning hydrogen in a less frequent internal combustion engine. Various approaches are being investigated to offer low enough cost and high enough volumes of hydrogen to compete with natural gas-based hydrogen generation. Hydrogen technology has two advantages: quick recharging, equivalent to gasoline, and a long driving range on a single tank. The disadvantages of hydrogen use include high carbon emissions when hydrogen is produced from natural gas, high capital costs, low energy content per unit volume at ambient conditions, hydrogen production and compression, the investment required to build filling stations around the world to dispense hydrogen, transportation of hydrogen to the filling stations, and the inability to produce or dispense hydrogen at home. Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, has a history of voicing strong views on hydrogen and hydrogen fuel cells. When the subject of hydrogen fuel cells came up during a debate with reporters at the Automotive News World Congress a few years ago, the billionaire and electric vehicle tycoon characterized them as extremely silly. It's just very difficult to make hydrogen and store it and use it in a car, Musk said. The best case hydrogen fuel cell doesn't win against the current case batteries. So then obviously, it doesn't make sense, he added later. That will become apparent in the next few years. There's no reason for us to have this debate. I've said my piece on this. It will be super obvious as time goes by. I don't know what more to say. Musk's opinions don't appear to have changed much, if at all, since those remarks. Fuel cells equal idiot sales, he tweeted in June of 2020, adding in July that year, hydrogen fuel cells make no sense. According to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, hydrogen fuel cell automobiles, also known as fuel cell electric vehicles, are similar to electric vehicles in that they employ an electric motor instead of an internal combustion engine to power the wheels. Electric vehicles, on the other hand, contain batteries that must be charged by plugging them into a charging station. Fuel cell vehicles, on the other hand, run on hydrogen gas and produce their electricity on board, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. Simply said, fuel cells produce energy by combining hydrogen gas from a tank with oxygen. A fuel cell electric automobile emits just water vapor and warm air, according to the U.S. Department of Energy's Alternative Fuels Data Center. Musk isn't the only one, though, who doubts the use of hydrogen in automobiles. Herbert Diess, the CEO of Volkswagen Group, weighed in on the issue in February of 2021. He tweeted, "It's time for politicians to accept science. Green hydrogen is needed for steel, chemical, aero, and should not end up in cars. Far too expensive, inefficient, slow, and difficult to roll out and transport. After all, no #hydrogen cars in sight." In some markets as of 2021, two hydrogen automobile types, the Toyota Mirai and the Hyundai Nexo, will be available to the general public. The Toyota Mirai is the first mass-produced fuel cell electric vehicle in the world, FCEV. The Honda Clarity was produced from 2016 to 2021. Except for Toyota, most companies that were testing hydrogen cars have switched to battery electric vehicles. Volkswagen has stated that the technology has no future in the automotive industry because a fuel cell electric vehicle consumes roughly 3 times more energy per mile driven than a battery electric vehicle. In June, the BMW Group announced that it has begun testing hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, noting the technology's long-term potential to enhance internal combustion engines, plug-in hybrid systems, and battery electric vehicles. Even though it has released a fleet of electric vehicle designs, Toyota has stayed devoted to the technology, and we may see more advancements in the future. In the BMW Group's flexible drivetrain strategy, hydrogen fuel cell technology has the potential to supplement internal combustion engines, plug-in hybrid systems, and battery electric cars, according to a press release. It could become an attractive alternative to battery electric drivetrains, especially for customers who do not have their own access to electric charging infrastructure or who frequently drive long distances, the company said. Now, let's take a look at why there might be a new Tesla with hydrogen used as fuel in the making. Tesla's, according to The Drive, the Holthausen Group, a gas provider in the Netherlands, was able to efficiently hack into a hydrogen power source to improve the maximum range of Tesla's Model S. The company is the first in the world to build a Tesla that runs on both electricity and hydrogen. Project Tesla is the name that they came up with for it. Because Tesla was not involved in the deal, the Model S was purchased secondhand. When it came to adopting hydrogen as a fuel source, Holthausen Group engineer Max Holthausen described the Model S's system as a gigantic labyrinth. Holthausen had to come up with a solution and put it in place, which added to the project's problems. After all, the Tesla has two power sources, so it did work out in the end. The first is a pre-installed battery, while the second is hydrogen stored in internal tanks. The procedure is actually fairly simple. Hydrogen molecules are pushed into a fuel cell, wherein a node takes its electrons, which then flow through a circuit to the battery, charging it. Also, without a doubt, Holthausen and Tesla, on the other hand, might persuade even more forward-thinking companies to invest in hydrogen fuel in the future. Let's have a look at a different type of Tesla. In 2021, Germany's Federal Minister of Research and Technology, Anja Karliczek, displayed a Tesla Model Y that had been converted into a hydrogen vehicle she labeled a super hybrid. One of the main goals was to demonstrate how environmentally friendly transportation could become the norm in the future. Well, the decision to modify a Tesla, which is arguably one of the most well-known electric vehicles, rather than a gas-burning vehicle, is puzzling, which Teslarati points out. According to Teslarati, it is unclear whether Tesla was involved in the $10 million projects to convert a Model Y to run on synthetic methanol. Today we're constructing a really fascinating bridge between these 2 points. The use of methanol made from recycled CO2 from industry as a fuel in road transport, Karliczek said at the announcement. But the methanol car itself is also an innovation showcase for low-emission, resource, and energy-efficient mobility of tomorrow. While it's quite unfortunate that Musk will not hear of an official proposal for a hydrogen-powered Tesla, although it is unclear whether he will change his mind as the technology advances. So let us know what you think down in the comments section, and please give us a thumbs up by hitting that like button. Finally, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any updates from us. See you in the next video.